I've been busy lately looking at a whole bunch of different types of 3D pens. My objective was to try to find the one that is the best as far as for printing the 3D printed bridges project that I'm working on right now. And so I decided I'll just buy a whole bunch of these and figure out which one is the best. And I'm going to let you guys know what I thought of each one of these and why I chose the one that I did. Alright, so this is the first one. This is the 3D Graffiti print pen. The things I'm going to go over are how long it takes to warm up when you first hit go, how comfortable it is, how fast does it let the filament out on its highest setting, how easy is it to use, how much did it cost, do I think it's easy to fix or repair, what were its reviews on Amazon, and the type of control system that it has. I've noticed that there's different ways for the buttons to work. So I'm going to go over all those as much as I can for each one. This one, the comfort, out of 10, I'd give it like a 5. It's not really that comfortable. The buttons are in a weird place, and the other buttons on the other side are in a way that sometimes I accidentally touch the other buttons when I'm using it, and it changes the speed to a lower setting, and I didn't like that. So easy to use. I give it like a 7. I mean, it is easy to kind of figure out. They're not labeled, but you can figure out what it does basically. The cost was $43.99. I don't think it would be super easy to fix this one. There aren't any screws that make it easy to take apart. Only thing that it has is a pin right here. It got a 4.5 out of 5 on the reviews on Amazon, but it has you can either hold down the button to have it go, or you can do a double tap and it'll keep squirting out until you tap again. So I like that feature, so that you can either just have it squirt out filament when you want it to, as far as just holding down the button, or you can do, if you don't want to sit there and hold the button down, you're doing a really long print, you can just do a double tap and just go until you want to stop. And then how much filament comes out. I have a scale that's accurate to 1/1000th of a gram, so 3 decimal places, and in 10 seconds when I held it down, it squirted out 0.097 grams. And out of all the pens, this one got, so this was that was 3rd place. So this is the 3rd fastest one as far as spitting out material. It is adjustable on temperature and everything, so it is actually pretty nice, but I just don't like the placement of the buttons. Next one, this one. This is the most expensive out of all of them. This one's like $60. The warm-up time is only 45 seconds, so it's faster than this one, which was 1:20. The comfort, I would say, is 10. It's really slim. It's really easy to push the button with your finger or your thumb. If you're left or right-handed, it's in a really nice place. Everything is labeled as far as the buttons, and it just seems really easy to use. How much plastic comes out? It would be 0.072 grams in 10 seconds. And let's see. I think the tip would be easy to replace. There's a pin right here, but it seemed like it was hard to get at the motor to fix the motor. So I don't know how easy this would be to fix. It's kind of hard to find a way to get it apart. The reviews were 4.5 online, and this also has the single hold down or double tap. Okay, there's a really nice screen on there, and as soon as you hit go, it starts heating up. So I hit go, so it's going to heat up, so I'm going to turn it back off again. Anyway, it has a smaller tip, so that's probably one of the reasons why it doesn't squirt out as fast. So this would be more accurate as far as finer lines. But yeah, my students really like this one a lot. Out of all the pens, they really like this one a lot. All right, let's keep going over. Here's this one. This one took the longest to heat up. It took a whole minute and a half from the time I pushed the go button, push the button for it to turn on and reach temperature. It's really comfortable, easy to hold. Even though these buttons over here are just like the other one, as far as like you might accidentally push it. If you're having plastic coming out at the same time, the speed doesn't change. You have to stop in order for those buttons to work. In 10 seconds on its highest setting, it has 8 speeds, so it's really nice as far as adjustability. On a highest setting it was 0.09 grams, and it's $50, so it's a little on the expensive side, just like the other one there. Easy to fix. It seems like it would be easy to fix. It's really easy to take out the tip, but taking out other parts, there's no visible screws to take apart, so you'd have to figure out how to get it apart on everywhere else, but the tip would be easy to replace. All right, next, let's work our way down. All right, this one right here, Victor Star, they do have a newer one that they came out with recently, but I didn't buy that one. This one has a variable speed control, which is really nice. You can choose anything in between. So instead of 8 speeds or 5 speeds, you almost have infinite speeds. You can just choose anywhere on this range, which is really nice. It only has 2 buttons here and then the slider. So it's real easy to understand. So when a student gets a hold of this, they can say, oh, I know what that button does. There's an arrow, and it should work. The only problem is you have to hold the button down. It only has that. Temperature control is hidden as a screw inside here, and so it's kind of a set it and forget it type of a thing, which would be good for kids as far as you don't want them messing with the temperature. This would be nice as far as they can't adjust it without having special tools, but at the same time neither can you. But again, really nice for kids as far as they can't mess with anything that you don't want them to mess with. The cool thing about this type of pen is it's super fast to heat up. Only 20 seconds and it's ready to go. The comfort, it's easy to hold. You can even move this up and down as you're going, and I push the button there to activate it. I'm going to turn it off. In 20 seconds it would have been super hot, so I would give it 9 out of 10 on comfort. I give it, as far as how much plastic it squirted out, that was 0.16 grams. So this one actually has the most, spits out the most plastic. It has the largest nozzle at 0.7, and a lot of the other ones are 0.6 or 0.5. So the biggest nozzle and the most power in the power supply. This one and the last one I'm going to show you have the same type of power supply, and because it has more power, so instead of using a 5-volt supply, this is using 12 volts. So you can't use the USB charger like a lot of the other pens can, but because you're plugging it in, with 12 volts, it can push out that plastic and lay it down really fast. So for my bridges, where I'm making bridges that weigh like 20 to 30 grams, I want something that can spit it out fast. So this was definitely on the top of my list of ones that I like. It's only $30. No, this one is $26. Sorry. It would be extremely easy to fix. There's a screw right here. We were able to take it apart. We could take out the motor. We could put it back in. The tip was easy to take out. It's just super easy to do maintenance if anything ever does break. The reviews were kind of poor for this. It only got 3.6. A lot of people said it was broken when it arrived or something weird, but it's been working okay for me. Again, one of the problems is it's only a single button push, and that's it. So if you want it coming out, you gotta hold that button down. If your finger gets tired, too bad. You gotta keep holding it down, and that's it. All right, let's see the next one. That one I don't have anymore, actually. That one broke. This one broke. The button to let the plastic out broke on this one, and we couldn't fix it. So, but it looked like it was easy to take apart. So here's the brand name, and that's what it looked like. It was $30. It was very comfortable and easy to use, but it also had bad reviews, 3.8. Anyway, next. So I don't know much about that one because it broke before I got the chance to do all my tests. This one is for a different type of plastic. I wanted to try it. PCL or something like that. It was the type of plastic. Can't remember. Yeah, PCL. It's a really low temperature plastic, and it came with 2 rolls. My students used it up. It did squirt it out pretty fast. Only problem is there's only one button to push it out, and then you're like, how do you change filaments and stuff? So it seemed, even though one button might be easier to use, it made it harder to do things because you had to double tap and do weird things to get it to do what you wanted it to do. Definitely doesn't look easy to do. It looks like it's gonna fall apart eventually. It's having a hard time staying together. I would not buy this at all as prints. Yeah, stay away from that one. Its reviews were all the way down at 3.5, so didn't have that many reviews. Not very many people had it. It took a whole minute to warm up. So yeah, next. All right, this one is interesting. This one has a whole bunch of temperature range, so it can handle the lower end plastics that this one can, and all the way up to ABS. So it has lots of good features as far as that's concerned, but it takes a minute 15 to warm up. A comfort, we only gave it like a 6 out of 10 because this button, you have to really get your thumb in there to push it. It doesn't really poke out enough for you to just push it without having to really push hard. And so it's kind of recessed too far. Okay. So if I push it on, it says 3D pen. And so you can choose PCL or the PLA ABS. Now there's no enter button, so you just, and that's the problem, is that the students didn't know how to use it. So you have to read the instructions, and it says you have to hold down this button for 2 seconds in order to say yes. And they didn't understand that, so it wasn't intuitive, which was one of the things I didn't like about this one. Also, again, with the metal casing, even though the metal casing is nice, it seems harder to fix things without having a screw to open up and get inside of these. It has a twist open tip, so you could probably replace the tip easily. Maybe you can just pull off the back end and replace the motor, but I don't know. The button is I didn't like. It does have the either push or double push feature, like a lot of the other ones. But I didn't tell you about some of those. The back of this one right here, this one was a toggle only. So you push it and it goes, and in order to stop it, you have to push it again. I forgot to tell you about that one. This one is also the same way, even though I already told you to stay away from that one. This one is either or. You can either push it and hold it, or double tap and have it go until you tap it again. It's nice if you are okay getting in there with the button, and once you understand how it works, it's actually pretty nice pen. The speed that it lets out plastic is 0.07 grams every 10 seconds. Okay, and it's $50. All right, last one. This one, after a little while, started to be my favorite. It's very similar to this one. You can see they're identical in almost every way except for the screen. So now all of a sudden I have temperature control that I can see, and so if I want to adjust temperature, I can do it right here. I don't have to look undo and you know, make it do a screw. So almost everything was better on this one than everything else. So number one is warm-up time. The warm-up time on this one was only 17 seconds. So if I push that right now, you can actually watch the temperature climb. It's already at 100, 110, 120, 130. Like, it's going up super fast, and it's going to be ready to go really quick. Boom, done. Okay, and it's going to be squirting out plastic right away. There it is. It also has the variable speed. You can go slow to fast, and it's really nice. In 10 seconds, it's not as fast as the other one that looks exactly like this. This one is 0.14, while the other one was 0.16. Okay, the next fastest one was the first one, which was 0.097. So these ones are above and beyond, and again, it's because the power source is 12 volts instead of 5 on all the other ones. Comfort, you know, it fits easy in your hand. It's easy to control, easy to figure out what's going on. And this one outperforms this one in the fact that it does have the double tap, where if you just double tap it, it comes out until you tap it again. This one does not have that feature. And doing a bridge when you're going all the way around the outside, it would be nice to have that in case you don't want your finger to get tired from pushing a button. So easy to use. I gave it 10 out of 10 because the buttons are very obvious. Everything is really easy to understand how it works. The cost is only like $2 more than the other one, so it's like $28.90. And then easy to fix. Yes, very, very easy to fix these things because the screw is easy to see, and you can get in and access all the electronics. Everything is easy to access. So yeah, the only thing that this didn't have better than all the other ones was how fast it could let the plastic out, and it was just a little bit slower than the other one. And that's because the other one, who knows, I could have it set at a little bit higher temperature, which lets the plastic out easier. It doesn't have a display. I tried to set them all at 180 to make it equal, but there's no way I could tell exactly what the temperature was on that other one with the screwdriver method. Reviews on Amazon gave this a 4.9, and I found 4 different companies selling this exact same pen. It looks like somebody's making these and just allowing anybody to throw their label on the box. So there's a ton of these out there. They're not all the same price, so you gotta shop around. Just look for the one with the display more up at the top up here, and it's a pretty good pen. I like it a lot. If you're looking for fast laying out of plastic, definitely go with this one. If you don't want anybody messing with your temperature, go with the other one. If you want a lot of functional controls and stuff, there's all of these pens are fairly decent except for this one and the one that broke. This AIO robotics one is definitely some of the students' favorites. So it is really nice if you're willing to spend $60. I did not buy any of the pens out there that were more than $60. I know there's lots of other ones out there, but I did not have the money to buy every single brand. So I stayed away from the $100 ones. So 60 was the highest I was willing to fork out to do this, especially because I plan on buying like 20 of the same brand of this one right here. So I'm going to buy 20 of them, maybe even 30. That way all my students can be working at the same time and making bridges that we will then break and see who made the most efficient bridge. Hopefully this helps, and you'll understand why I chose the one that I did. Again, most of them are all good pens. They all have pluses and minuses about them. I definitely like the ones that have single or double tap modes. The one that's like this one, that's just you touch it and it goes, and you have to touch it again to stop. There is no hold down version. I don't like that as much, but some people might like that, so there you go. So I spent about a week on this review trying to figure out stuff. I had students using all the pens to give them some abuse to see if they could handle it, and the only one that couldn't handle it was the one that's missing right now. So anyway, that's that, and thanks for watching.